Greetings, dear brothers and sisters, dear sons and daughters in the light. I am Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great. And here in these most beautiful spaces, we welcome you to Accelerated Learning, your accelerated spiritual program of greater learning and greater love, and a much deeper understanding of all things that are beautiful for your learning at this time. I, Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, am so glad you have decided to join us. For in these spaces we can bless you and we can help you with all things in your life, simply by asking for love from us, simply by asking to be helped by us, is such a beautiful blessing for you, and so many people enjoy doing this also. Indeed, the prayers of the people are so great when it comes from the heart. In the heart lie higher frequencies, waiting for you to recognize and allowing yourself to be turned on. Tuning on those higher frequencies means that you gain a greater wisdom and greater knowledge, and above all, greater love for self and all of life. You are here in a time of learning to become more of love, learning to return to the great love, learning to return to the great love of my being, Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great. All life is part of the great divine. All parts of life is about learning to become more divine and learning to step into greater divinity of self. It is learning to connect to divine within you and becoming of love, not separated, but becoming in union with divine will. This is your greatest learning in this lifetime for those who desire to step into it, as the greater gateway to higher learning has opened for you. It is not an easy road. It is quite difficult, and yet it is tremendously rewarding. When a person decides to go on this greater road with great desire within their heart, they will find it increasingly filled with blessings of love. That person desires to understand the higher ways of love in their life, and they will want to follow the greater steps. They will want to leave behind all their own thoughts more and more and step onto the road of greater love. This greater road leads to the greater treasures, and it is a road of learning how to step into divine will alignment. And these are the people that we truly bless when they desire to walk on that road. Why is it not an easy road to travel? Because this road requires dedication to self and the universe. It requires a total transformation of thought. It requires one to stay in the total forgiveness. It requires one to learn to love self above all. And then you are on this most beautiful road. And most people do not want to step onto that road. But the ones who are brave and who want to step onto that road are the ones who are so blessed. And they are truly the ones that are holding the torches of light for all other people to see. It takes courage to be different. It takes courage to stand up for the love within your being. It takes courage for you to state, look, Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great has returned to the people. The same one who brought through the teachings that Jesus brought through. Look, the great Lord has returned. Certainly the great blessings will be with mankind. Look, the great Lord has promised that peace and love will return to this plane, so that no longer do we need to suffer anymore. It takes courage for those to stand in that love, to state all these things to the people. For the people in general have distanced themselves so much from love and truth. They do not want to recognize truth. They believe in separation. They believe in their own thoughts and their own ideas. They've forgotten to look inwards, and they've forgotten to listen. What did I say as Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great 2,000 years ago? Look, I will return to the people. In the same way you see me now is the same way you will see me then. It is the same. There is no difference. And so why are the people so asleep? Why do the people refuse to understand that Jesus was my channel? People have never really accepted him as a channel, the wise one, the ascended one, the one that was so great with healing, but never as the channel of the great divine. Yet I stated time and time again when Jesus was upon the earth, Jesus is the bringer of truth, and he is the one showing the love and the light. When you come to Jesus, you have found truth, and truth will set you free. What was Jesus? Was he the Son of God? Was he the glorious one that was to be celebrated in holiness? He was so beautiful. Now I'm here with my designated channel, Suzanna Maria Emmanuel, who is just as beautiful as Jesus was. Yet why do people not recognize her? Is it because she seems normal? Yet what was Jesus then 2,000 years ago? Was he not a normal man? But the minds of people are playing tricks. They believe he was something so magnificent, out of this world. And yet he was only an ordinary man with the greatest gift any spiritual being could possibly have. And then Suzanna, she is an ordinary woman too, very beautiful, with a heart, with an extraordinary gift to channel. That makes her extraordinary. But she is no more than Jesus or less than Jesus. So why am I stating these things to you? Because it's you who needs to awaken to this. And you who needs to understand that it is so precious. So I will return to the question, was Jesus the Son of God? Well, as much as you are the daughter of God, or the Son of God, for everyone is the son and the daughter of the great divine. You are here to find your way back So yes, in that sense he was. Was he the Messiah, the one to be worshipped? He never claimed that at all. He always stated, go and find the greatness within you. As you see the greatness within me, then you must also see the greatness within you. For how else can you see greatness within me if you cannot see greatness within you? Go and find these greater treasures within you, for then you will see the glory of the great divine shining back at you. And so the people back then, 2,000 years ago, learned to look within themselves more. Many learned to love the teachings that Jesus brought through. And they loved hearing, happy is the one who keeps all the words that they hear sacred within their heart. For then they are stored up like the greatest treasures. And they will truly step into their love together. And they will glorify the love within their beings and will say, look, the sun is so bright. The sun of the great love is here to guide us upwards. Now I, Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, ask you, are you ready to state those most beautiful ways? To state that the sun is shining in your heart? To state that you see the greatness arising upon your plane? To say that the great divine is here with you, guiding you back home? For when you do, you are indeed blessed. And it is then your most beautiful way and your most beautiful love and your most beautiful right to say, look, the great Lord has returned. Please, people, begin to listen. For the same way that the teachings were brought through the channel of Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great 2,000 years ago, which was Jesus, the same way Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great is bringing through the teachings through his channel, Suzanna Maria Emmanuel, in these days. Begin to listen. Begin to greatly celebrate this. Begin to understand its significance, because I always stated, when I return, then the greatness will return to you, and you will learn to climb into the greater love of my being, Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great. For I will call all the children home again, and I will bring the love to all the children who desire to learn the higher ways. But the road, our dear friends, I said to the people 2,000 years ago, is narrow. It is not easy to find. It is not an easy road to walk upon. But it has the most greatest treasures you could possibly find. And when you find that road, you will understand how all blessings are part of you and that you are being called home. Greetings, I am Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great.
Greetings.